Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. I'm just going to dive into Bitcoin once again. Thank you for support, okay? Big up the CoinsKid crew. Thank you to each and every single one of you. Thank you for liking these videos. Thank you for liking this video, most importantly. And thank you for your subscription on YouTube, okay? Do check out all the communities. All the links are on CoinsKid.com and in each and every single video description, okay? Big up the CoinsKid crew. So right now, Bitcoin is doing really well, okay? I think that it's basically calling up for an explosive breakout here. Again, nothing to say is financial advice. All I'm doing is just relaying what I'm seeing, okay? And so far so good, okay? We met all the targets, haven't we, so far? You know, we do have to break out of this impulsive 1618 target here to go parabolic, basically, to meet Plan B's end of November 98k. He's been correct so far with each monthly close. He was about 1k out, I think. 1 or 2k out, sorry, at the end of this month. He predicted 63 and we closed out around about 61, but then we actually the next day closed out at 63, so it was 1 day off. It was unbelievable. So he's doing well, you know, and so far you can't ignore his projections, you know, because we are sort of conforming to him, aren't we? But what we do what we have to do here is break this 1618 impulsive wave target, which we've been running into the whole time, okay? Since we bottomed out down here, we've come up impulsively, and each time the 1618 has been met like a boss. You know, that was a deeper retracement there because the impulsive wave was so big, and then we had this one here, and that met the 1618 as well and came out like a boss, you know, held it, and now it's broken this high. So we are resting currently on this, you know, the all-time high. We have come down to it. We are holding above it at the moment. We're calling up for some kind of break. Our next impulsive wave target is the 1618 here, around about 73,541, around about that sort of ballpark area, okay? If you want to get knob on like that, you know, the more you zoom in on the daily, you can see it. 73670, okay, roughly around that sort of area. We're looking at the next impulsive wave break. We do tend to wick up a little bit higher, so I'm anticipating that the 2 gets met before we put in a retracement. But at this point here, to get to Plan B's forecast by the end of November, we have to break and not put in a retracement. So are we on the cusp here of coiling up for an explosive breakout, bringing us up to Plan B's projections by the end of November, okay? And at that point, you know, are we going to get a little bit overextended and come up to the 107k forecast, which is the impulsive break off my target, okay? My target off this impulsive break, for those of you who've been following the channel right now, you can see that my impulsive target off this low, this high and this low, once you break this high, you're an impulsive wave target to 107k, the 1618. So you can see it's relatively close. So is that the kind of overextension before we put in a correction and then we come back for more, you know, towards the end of the year there, okay, for Bitcoin, where we have that explosive growth? It's a big if, isn't it? You know, so watch this space. So it's all about breaking this 1618 fib right now. We've not broken out of this structure. This was the 1618, this was the 1618, and right now this is the 1618. And you can see each and every impulsive wave is beginning to slow down, isn't it? It's beginning to sort of lose power basically in this impulsive move that we've come up here. So let's watch this space. If we do start to break through this, then I would imagine that Bitcoin is going to stop conforming to fibs and it's going to absolutely go parabolic. Now I want to show you something that it has done this before, and I did do this in yesterday's video, but I know a lot of people are new to this space and I don't watch every video, so I'll just remind you of what we're looking at here for Bitcoin, okay? If I zoom out on the weekly, these are my forecasts, and this is why these are my forecasts right now, okay? So for Bitcoin, you've loaded out in the bear market and you've come up in the bull just there. So this is why, using Fibonacci, we do anticipate that you're going to go parabolic here, and you're going to be looking at 200k, roughly around that sort of ballpark area, the 2.272, and the 2 coming in as a level of resistance as well for Bitcoin in this bull run. But it's a question is, does it do it before the end of the year? Does it run up to, say, the 2 at 126 and run back and then go again? Who knows? No one's got a crystal ball. But one thing I want to show you is that we are breaking out of this level of resistance just here, the 1618. Okay, we're actually breaking above it at the moment. We did get the close above that particular level of resistance just there. We got the highest weekly close ever for Bitcoin and closed the week out above the golden ratio, the 1618. So in the previous bull runs, when we've done this, when we've broken above the 1618 fib, okay, that's always been an ignition or a systems go or a catalyst. When you look at the charts, it's always been the catalyst for that ignition to go parabolic. So like I said to you, we need to break out the 1618 on the daily right here. We're looking at 73k, aren't we, with the overshoot to the 2, around about 79k. So in order to break that, we have to start to go parabolic at this point. So let's watch this space, okay? So it's doing well. It's doing everything it needs to. You've broken out the 1618 on the weekly, that larger macro outlook, which takes us to these fib levels up here, okay? It can happen, it cannot happen, okay? But the thing here is that I want to stipulate is everything that happened in the previous bull run has happened so far, okay? So we can't ignore that. You know, it's not hopium, it's not bullshit, it's not 200k plucked out my ass. You know, it's written in the charts. That is actually possible because it's done it before. But always remember, just because it's done it before does not guarantee it will do it again. Okay, so I do anticipate that we will see a 200k Bitcoin, but I'm just completely not sure on the time frame. Okay, I wish I could be 100% confident that it was this Christmas, you know, or even comes back into next year, and we're in it for 6 months, and it's just a slow drunken walk to the 2.272. It could be that, you know, there is theories that we're going to come up here. We're going to have a little blow off top at Christmas, come back, everyone thinks we're entering the bear, and then we're going to come for another leg towards, you know, April, May, March, that sort of area, you know, and from this point now we're putting in this fifth leg, you know, and there's all multiple sort of, I say fifth leg, you know, that this is the wave 5 that we're in right now, okay, because we're breaking out of wave 3, so we're confirming wave 5 basically, because Elliott wave theory basically. Well, a lot of people say Elliott wave theory, it's Elliott wave, so we come up in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're looking for this fifth wave, okay, which we're in right now. We're forming a fifth wave. You know, we're putting in the legwork for the fifth wave, so it's sort of a case of where does the fifth wave end. You know, for me, my forecast has always been 200k, but I'm not 100% on time scale when it's going to get there. That's the only thing. It could absolutely melt faces and do what it did in the previous bull run. Just there was when we broke out the 1618 and we just started to go parabolic. We absolutely went vertical. You know, I think from where was it? Just here, wasn't it? In, where are we? November. Let's have a look. I'll show you right now. I think this was November. If we switch to the daily time frame, I'll show you what I mean. Just here. So this came down in November, bounced off to 55, and from that point we absolutely went parabolic. Okay, and this shook out the weekends. And like I said to you, that can happen. That can still happen in this market as long as we hold a key level support. And I think the primary key level support at the moment is the 55 daily EMA. Okay, this red line on the daily over there. And I'll show you what it is in a moment. But if we do get one sort of shakeout and we hold that, you know, from that point there, we actually went on and topped out. In December, around about 253%. So if we take a look right now, okay, let's say we did have one big shakeout, and again, thought experiment might not happen, but if we did have some kind of one big shakeout and we come back down to that 55, what kind of percentage is that from there to that 200k? You can see it's roughly around about the same percentage, isn't it? You know, so watch this space. I think Bitcoin's doing really, really well. You know, it is doing really, really well on the 4-hourly time frame here. If we take a look at it, I would anticipate that you're trying to get back to this yellow line. You tighten up these EMAs on the 4-hour, okay? A little bit of extended, a little bit of parabola. If we look at the 4-hourly time frame, you can see you're relatively overbought just there, and you're rolling back to a key level support in the RSI. So for me, if you do start to see a bit more of a roller, put some cheeky bids on this 20 on the 4-hour at 65709. I think you'll be fruitful. You're holding this high, like I said to you, swing high to swing low. So you're currently holding that. You start to come back like that, get the bounce. This is where you're going to break out and get the continuation to the upside for Bitcoin. You're looking really, really well, looking really, really healthy. There's nothing negative about Bitcoin at the minute. It's like coiling up, and history is kind of repeating, isn't it? So that's basically Bitcoin. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned, and enjoy the show, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.